So welcome everyone to our meeting today. This evening, it's evening my time from Kisumu in Kenya. I'm joined by Ambassador in Romania, Ms. Roxana Dinu, and she's going to introduce herself briefly. My name is Johansson Obanda, and I'm part of the Crossref community team. I look after the ambassadors program, and I'm happy to share a little bit about what Crossref does and also a couple other services that are of value to Crossref members. So I'll now introduce Roxana. You can tell us a little bit more about yourself and as Crossref ambassador over there, what you do, so that it might be easier for the Crossref community in Romania to interact with you in future. Welcome.
Thank you, Johansson. Thank you very much for organizing this webinar. It's the first one for me in this position as Crossref Ambassador here in Romania. I'm Roxana Dinu. I am a librarian. I hold a PhD degree in library information science. I've worked in 2 university libraries, and currently I work in the National Library of Romania. And I have publishing experience too, because I collaborate with 3 foreign scientific journals. And I'm recently a Crossref Ambassador for Romania. And I'm happy to be one of the ambassadors in the world of Crossref. And I'm very happy to be here and to connect with the Romanian community members, Crossref. And I hope it will be a good beginning in knowing better each other with this first webinar.
Thank you very much, Roxana. And it's great to have you. And our community in Romania, feel free to get connected with Roxana in our community forum or even directly. Which city are you based in?
I'm based in Bucharest, in the capital. Yeah.
And also looking forward to other small physical meetings in the city and around Romania in the future. Yeah, great.
Okay, I hope so, yes. Great. I'm very enthusiastic about it.
Thank you. All right. Awesome. So I'm just going to start our presentation today, and we're going to have it as a discussion. So you're welcome to chime in or to share your perspectives as well as we continue with this webinar. I think you can see my screen. So I'm just going to carry on with this, with the sharing. So today, what we're going to cover is an introduction to Crossref, so who we are and what we do. We're also going to cover the value and use of metadata for content discovery and how to set up independent membership and additional Crossref services for members. We're also going to take a few questions if there are any. So about Crossref. So Crossref's mission is to make research objects easy to find, cite, link, access, and reuse. We are a non-profit membership organization. That means we're open to organizations that produce scholarly output, and we strive to make the scholarly communications better. Great. So this is a summary of Crossref and the scale of Crossref. We have over 22,000 organizational members from around 160 countries, and 50% of our members are based in Asia, while 40% of our members are university or scholar-led or even very small organizations as well. Our work is made possible by the support of 120 sponsors around the world and 50 ambassadors as well, spread around different countries and different time zones to support our membership. And up to date, we've had members registering over 160 million open metadata records with DOIs that are resolved, and these are resolved about 103 billion times per month, and this accounts for about 94% of all UI usage. Yeah, and our metadata is queried or is retrieved, and we have about 2 billion calls to our API every month by thousands of systems ingesting and using this open metadata, and that's why we encourage our members to make sure that they submit rich metadata to Crossref. So why do organizations join Crossref? Organizations join Crossref because they want to connect content with the global network of online scholarly research. They want to create a persistent identifier for each object and to improve discoverability of their publications by adding rich metadata or quality metadata. They also want to find out who is citing their content that they're producing and to participate in other collaborative services. So next, I'm going to talk about the value of metadata and the use of metadata. I'm going to show you the potential of metadata discovery using our tools, like the APIs, and then the possibility that the community has to interact with a vast network of relationships. And this is what we call the research nexus. So a research nexus, in other words, connectedness of research, this is made possible by rich metadata. So, and the vision of the research nexus is a rich and reusable open network of relationships, a scholarly record that the global community can build on forever for the benefit of society. Metadata makes this to work because as more metadata about our work is added, then there's more relationships that can be created between one article and then another article, and with one publisher and another publisher. So we may all know what metadata is, but we can say metadata is data about data, or data that provides information about a certain another kind of data, but not the content of the data itself. It just gives structure and context. Metadata tells a story, and so the more complete the metadata, the better the story. And metadata is all around us, maybe more than we realize, but today we'll talk about metadata in relation to research outputs, but there are many examples of metadata in everyday life. So when registering your content, as a member, you provide us with a wide range of metadata. Basic metadata include things like titles, authors, publication dates, issue numbers, ISSN, ISBN, so anything that describes the content that you're registering. We also collect additional data about the items being registered, and these include things like reference lists, bundle data, ORCID, license data, clinical trial information, abstracts, and also relationships between items, but also information about errata or retractions and updates can also be registered through our Crossmark service. So the metadata that is sent is from time to time different, depending on the type of content that is being registered. And we ask that our members send as much metadata as possible, and that metadata is accurate and clean, because the more comprehensive the metadata, the more likely that the content will be discovered and disseminated. So why should you register metadata with Crossref? It is because many organizations and researchers and systems use that metadata to find the content that you publish. Because Crossref's metadata is standardized and machine readable, it's very useful to many organizations that create tools and services using metadata. And these include author profiling tools, manuscript tracking systems, library discovery services, metrics providers, and more. And we receive, as I said, quite a big number of metadata queries every month across all of our search interfaces. So metadata, what does it enable? A lot, and I'm going to share 4 of those. So 4 things here that metadata enables include discoverability. The more metadata you include about a piece of content, the easier it is for others to search and discover, from researchers to organizations who use Crossref metadata to build their own tools and services. as well for the research community. A few examples is our books metadata project. Has shown that books with basic metadata are more likely to come up in searches in Google Scholar. Journal articles with deposited references seem to be cited more than those that don't have references deposited. Reproducibility is also another one. Researchers need to be able to build upon each other's work, and verifying and reproducing the results from earlier work is helped by metadata such as links to funding, protocols, research data, and peer review reports. And these help to create a complete picture of our work. In addition, metadata also helps determine the integrity of research, like who funded the research, what are the affiliations of the authors, and could there be conflict of interest. Reporting and assessment may be carried out by a variety of organizations, including universities and funders, in order to show the accountability and benefits of public investment. Also provide benchmarking information, demonstrate compliance with funder mandates, and as well decide what research to fund. So including metadata like ROR identifiers or ORCID IDs, funding and grant information, license URLs, peer review reports, and links to preprints also help with this. So I'm quickly going to go through getting started as a member. For you to deposit or to contribute to Crossref metadata, you first need to be a member. If you want to participate in Crossref services and contribute to the metadata, you have to first be a member. And to do that, you go to crossref.org/membership, and you will read the member obligations and fill in the membership form. And you, after being successfully a member, you're provided with your prefix, which is unique to you as a member, and then a login instructions and how to set your password, and additional information about how to register your content. And there will be ongoing support offered to you by our membership team through communications about how to participate in Crossref services. These are the different articles or different outputs that you can register with Crossref, including journals and articles, books, book chapters, conference proceedings, dataset, dissertations, reports, standards, posted content or preprints, peer review, grants, and relationships. Regarding depending on which content that you have in your repository or in your journal or in your organization, you can look at the different kind of items that you can register with Crossref here, and as well understand that the different kind of articles or different kind of outputs have different kind of metadata elements that are applicable to them. We have required metadata, which must be included, otherwise your submission will be rejected, but we also have recommended metadata, which should be included to create a complete metadata record for you. You can always use your same prefix for the different content types that you're registering with us. So you don't have to let us know that you want to start maybe registering a new kind of content. So I'm going to now talk about how to register your content. And for a few minutes, Roxana is going to talk about one type of content registration method.
Yes, there are several ways that Crossref members can register their content. I want to mention that all metadata that have been registered with Crossref are held in a system of Crossref as XML. So members can choose to register their content by sending the XML files directly. Or if they have no knowledge about how to manage XML data, they can use the helper tools that Crossref have available for them. So these helper tools collect the metadata and turn them into XML behind the scenes. Our web deposit form is one example of a helper tool. And for those who use the OGS platform from PKP, it's more easier and quicker to deposit the metadata and register them with Crossref. Yes, I think I said the most important options to register the content. Yeah. There is the another option to send, as I said before, to send directly the file with the XML data. And there is a registration form. It's very convenient to use it because you just have to fill different fields, and it's a very quick process to register the content. Yes.
Great. And yeah, the registration form has a much better and improved outlook. So there is I opened one here, so you can use the record registration, log in, and then try to register a journal article. So here you can register only a journal article or a grant, and then you will add the article information here, and then contributors, as well as the abstract of it, all the other things, including the publication dates and the funding information, and then you can go to the next part. But I'm going to find a record that has been registered already. Over here, just so I can go to the journal part, the second part. So so if you've registered, you can yeah, all right, sorry. Yeah, so you can choose your journal using the quick selection method. So for the journals that you've previously deposited into over here, and then add the details about the journal. Afterwards, you can add the issue, the issue information about the particular journal, and then you review the metadata, that make sure that everything is okay as you've captured everything. Then afterwards, you can submit. It's gonna generate some XML, then deposit the metadata to Crossref, and you will see this kind of information at the end. So this is one simple way of registering metadata to Crossref. But you can as well use OJS if you are if you're using OJS 3.3 all the way to 3.5U. There is a Crossref OJS a Crossref OJS plugin that you can use to automatically deposit metadata to Crossref. The manual.
I think this is the, I think, Johansson, this is the most known and used method to register metadata with Crossref.
Yes.
In the world.
Yes. So many journals are using OJS usually to manage their journals. And if you're using especially encourage to use 3.3 upwards, version 3.3 upwards, you can just use a Crossref OJS plugin to do automatic deposit. So it will make it very easier for you. You don't have to move from that platform again to start to find another tool to register.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, and the manual preposit form, which is also can be used to register additional content types like books, book chapters, for example. If you encourage to use the new article registration form if you're registering grants and journals or journal articles. You can also upload XML file, just like Roxana mentioned earlier. Yeah, so right now I'm going to talk about additional Crossref services for members. Yeah, as we said, once you send metadata to Crossref, We process the metadata that is registered by our members so that connections can be made between publications, people, organizations, and other associated outputs. And we preserve the metadata and also make it available across a range of interfaces so that communities can build interfaces and tools with it. So the different Crossref services that might as well be helpful for editorial functions or editorial teams. I'm gonna talk about, and Roxana is gonna talk a bit more about the similarity check service. Yeah.
Yes.
We know that editorial decisions have the power to influence what research is communicated and how. Crossref has several tools that assist editors with demonstrating your editorial integrity by helping you assess a paper's originality and properly labeling and connecting updates, corrections, and retractions. As an editor, ensuring the quality and integrity of what you publish is one of your key concerns. There are several ways in which metadata that is deposited with Crossref can play a key role here. For example, funders are joining Crossref to register their grants so that they can more easily and accurately track the outputs connected to the research they support. And these grants records connect full funding information, include funders, amounts of funding type to the research output. Metadata records also identify who contributed to a particular work, where the content lives, where you can find it, and what are the author affiliations. And all this information, when openly available, can act as signals of trust for any particular published output and contribute to the cause of research integrity. Yeah, so Roxana, you can carry on.
Yes, Crossref also provides the similarity check service, which gives members a tool to help editors and publishers as well ensure that work is original by checking it against the growing databases of academic publication and general web content. So the similarity check service helps Crossref members prevent scholarly and professional plagiarism by providing immediate feedback regarding a manuscript's similarity to other published academic and general web content, and they use the Authenticate software provided by the Turnitin company. So in other words, similarity check allows editors to upload a paper and instantly produces a report highlighting potential matches and indicating if and how the paper overlaps with other works. So it's very important to use this service because this way the editors can see the originality of the work before they publish it. So, and I have to mention, of course, there is an additional fee for using this service, similarity check.
Great. Another Crossref service that is very intricately linked with research integrity is Crossmark. Even with a thorough process in place, changes may happen to a work, such as a journal article after it has been published, which may affect how it should be interpreted or credited. Perhaps some supplementary information has been added, or the work needs to be corrected or retracted. It's important that your readers know these changes have happened to research they want to read or cite. So Crossmark provides a way to communicate this information in a standard way across publishers so that researchers don't miss it, even on PDF, and also gives you a way to showcase additional publication information, including funding, license, and peer review details. The Crossref button gives quick and easy access to the current status of an item of content to readers, including any corrections, retractions, or updates to that record. And with one click, you can see if the content has changed and access valuable additional metadata provided by the member, such as key publication dates, plagiarism, screening status, and information about licenses, handling editors, and peer review. Apart from aiding with research integrity, another benefit of using Crossref service is that it maximizes the discoverability of content you publish. Reference linking is a service that enables researchers to follow a link from the reference list of a published work to the landing page of the reference documents. And this helps them to make connections and discover new things. Reference linking means including Crossref DOIs, which is displayed as URLs in the reference list that you provide in your own published work. And this enables researchers to follow a link from a reference list to the current landing page for the referenced work. And because it's a DOI rather than just a link, it will remain persistent. And you can encourage your authors to add DOIs to the reference list of the papers that they submit to you. And we have tools that help with that. When readers are able to follow a DOI link from the reference list of published work to the current landing page of the reference work, it builds a network of links that enhances scholarly communication on the web. Works become discoverable and readers are led to the resources that they are looking for. Other things that will help your content get discovered include collecting information on who funded the research behind the content you publish and the ORCID IDs of your authors so that it can be found by readers searching on those criteria too. Abstracts and references are distributed to our metadata subscribers and users and help to make content more discoverable. And if you collect that information, make sure that it's being deposited in Crossref so that it can be used. Metadata also helps with reproducibility, and researchers need to be able to build upon each other's work. And using relationships to connect outputs to data, software protocols mean that researchers can access what data was used in a particular paper, what methodology and what software was used, what protocols were used by other researchers. And this helps to create a complete picture of work and also allows researchers to reproduce and build upon the work of others. Reporting and assessment may also be carried out by a variety of organizations, including universities and funders, in order to show the accountability and benefits of public investment, also provide benchmarking information, demonstrate compliance with funder mandates, and decide what research to fund. Including metadata such as affiliation or role identifier has helped to identify which institutions are associated with which piece of research. So funding and grant information tells you who funded what. Relations also help in identification of the connected outputs. So ORCID, funding and grant information, license URLs, peer review reports, and links to preprints are also helpful with assessment. So cited by, this is the last Crossref service of interest to the editors that I want to talk about. Researchers cite work of other people to support the material that they use when writing their articles. So cited by helps to be able to see which articles are citing an article that you are reading, because it will help you to understand how the research continues to develop the ideas. This is the main function of cited by. It shows the number of citations and links to the publications that cite the article. Cited by allows members to show authors and readers that other Crossref content has cited their content. So members may request this information from Crossref and then display it on their website in whatever format that they like. Crossref metadata search. These free tools help or allow you to enter information about a piece of content, such as a title, author, DOI, journal name, ORCID ID, ISSN, and we'll show you what you have in our database. So you can use a simple search. This first one here is like you can search metadata about a certain work, and this second screenshot is about you can search for funders connected to publishing works with funding data. So if you search by a funder name and then you find the funder, you can look up what kind of articles that they that have them listed or that have them named or that is connected or linked to them. And then as well, and this is particularly, or mostly as well, very useful to find us to understand which research articles or which research output are they affiliated with. As well, a simple search that you can do as well is with the author names or KID ID, or it's just simple metadata that you can query here, and then it will return to you in simple form the metadata that you're trying to search for. Great, and now
great, yeah.
Report.
Yeah. The participation reports, is a tool that allows members to visualize, and not only members, because it's free to everyone and open, and allows to visualize the metadata that are available via the REST API of Crossref. So if we can take a look to the web, Johansson, please, and we can type a name member. We can start from Romanian, maybe Romanian Journal or Romanian Society, or Romanian Society of Neurosurgery, for example. Yeah, here you can see the report. This report shows what percentage of the members' metadata records are, and includes 11 key metadata elements, some of which are, as you can see, references, affiliations, abstracts, ORCID IDs, and these key elements add context and richness and help to open up content to easier discovery, actually, and wider and more varied use. So it's crucial to fill with this information when you submit the metadata to Crossref, to each kind of element from here, from this 11. As a member, you can use this participation report to see for yourself where the gaps in your organization or institution's metadata are. And maybe you can compare your activity and your performance to other institutions. So this is free and open to everyone, and I think it's very useful to see the status of all the metadata submitted. And yes, you can choose from the select date between all time or current records or back records. Current records includes any records published or issued in the current calendar year or up to 2 years previously. For example, in 2025 is the current content, and you can find all the content from this year and from the 2024 and 2023. And anything published in the 2022 or earlier is considered a back record. Yeah.
Great. And with the new participation report, you can also download a gap report, which will show you which DOIs and which elements that are missing for the DOIs that you that are registered here. Yeah, and as Roxana also mentioned, the different or 11 key metadata elements are important, and then some of them are optional. Yeah, but then the richer or the more metadata that you add, the more it will populate here. But that means that you are making available metadata that is machine readable, and so it will make it useful for other services that use and query Crossref metadata. And you can always learn more by clicking on these slide I, and then see why it is important, how you can learn more about it, and how to improve this scope. Yeah, and you can always compare against another organization that you would like to look at, to compare to see how they're also doing. For example, I like to compare metadata or membership to these e-life sciences publication. You can see the richness of the metadata, but they can also maybe they can attest to how many times that their articles get cited or more or get more discovered, or the kind of benefits that they can get from richness of metadata, but as well maybe making it available for everyone to be able to assess the integrity of that particular record as well. Yeah. So yeah, thank you. That is about the participation report, and please have a look at your own participation report. I don't know if we have an audience here that maybe wants to volunteer to search up their participation report. Do you want us to look after to try to search off your organization? Anyone willing to volunteer from the audience? All right, I think we can move on for now. Yeah, so staying connected. We are at the end of our talk, and thank you for having us, and hope that they find this helpful. Please feel free to get through our documentation and read about any particular service or any particular information that might be help you to participate better in Crossref services. And as well, feel free to email support@crossref.org or member@crossref.org, depending on what kind of questions that you have. And you can always read through the OJS and Crossref manual as well to learn more about how to implement the Crossref and OJS Crossref OJS plugin. And if you have any questions or want to keep in touch with the community, there are so many questions that have been asked already. And if you need to find out if your question has been asked, you can try our community forum, community.crossref.org, and search for a topic. Your question might have been answered already, but as well, you can participate in conversations and ask or support to answer some questions here. So thank you very much for joining us, and stay in touch. So Roxana, over to you.
Thank you very much once again for this opportunity to be in touch with the Romanian community members, and we'll see in the future with other meetings and other events.
Thank you.